Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda. I'm Nick Park, and I always love hearing stories and illustrations that give us a fresh appreciation of what Christmas is all about. And I heard a story about a pastor in the United States who a number of years ago, whenever microwave ovens were still considered fairly new technology, he bought for his elderly parents, he bought them a microwave oven. He had it delivered to their home. And his parents were so excited that they were now going to join the instant food generation. They'd heard all about microwaves and how fast they could cook meals and everything else. So they couldn't wait to plug it in and get it up, get it moving and cook themselves some really fast meals. The only problem was this couple they were elderly, they weren't very tech savvy, and they couldn't work out how to operate the microwave. They had the instruction booklet, but the more they read it, the more confusing it became. And the mother was on the phone to her son that had sent the microwave and he was trying to explain how to use it, and she was getting nowhere with it and everything else. And eventually he was trying to give more and more instructions, and she said, listen, she said, to get this thing to work, I don't need better instructions. She says, I just need my son to come along with the gift. Well, that's exactly what we celebrate at Christmas. You see, we had no shortage of instructions. You know, God had sent Abraham, God had sent Moses, God had sent the prophets. He'd sent so many instructions to us as to how we should live, as to how we should worship and everything else, and we were still making a mess of it. But then God did something else. He sent his son. Book of Hebrews says that in the past God spoke to us in many diverse ways. He spoke to us through the prophets and through the law and everything else. But it says in these last days, God has sent us his son, who is the perfect representation of God, the perfect image. Jesus came not just to tell us what we should do, but to show us what God looks like, to give us a wonderful revelation of God. Now, Jesus, of course, did not just come as a revelation of God. He came also as the one who would accomplish the means for our salvation by dying for us on the cross, by bearing our sin. But there's a world of difference between sending somebody instructions and telling them how to do something and actually getting alongside them and showing them. And that's what Jesus did. Jesus came to live among us. Jesus came as a real man. He wasn't God pretending to be a man. Jesus became a real human being. He was 100% man and he was 100% God. And also that we could know him and enter into a relationship with him and enjoy him and love him forever. You know, there are people who are going to celebrate Christmas. They're going to spend a lot of money on Christmas. They're going to buy all kinds of gifts. They're going to sing all kinds of Christmas songs, have Christmas music playing, watch Christmas movies, everything else, and yet won't encounter Jesus at all in the midst of this. And my prayer for you is that this Christmas you will have a real live encounter with Jesus Christ, that you will be in a relationship with Jesus Christ, that you will understand that God has not just sent you instructions, but he sent his son along as not just with the gift, but as the gift to you. May God bless you today. Join us again tomorrow for another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda.